Hey guys, it's your pal Victor here from Cult Classics and Cult Following. So this is our weekly WandaVision recap. I just did a really long live reaction party where we covered a lot of what I'm going to talk about in this video. This is more like a condensed thing, or if you want like the Cliff's Notes of what happened. And basically, if you've been following along, with this show, there's been a lot of theories as to what's been going on. Like, is AIM involved because of the hexagons? Is like Sword kind of doing controlled like experiment on Wanda? Is it Hydra? Is it AIM? Is it Mephisto using his devil powers to turn himself into a goose? Is Agnes really Agatha Harkness? And this is all turning into some kind of Doctor Doom scenario. What this episode did is kind of lay all those theories kind of to bed and tell us exactly what's been going on. So basically, and it also served as like an actual origin episode for Geraldine, who today, we've known this if you've been following the casting, but today we officially get the confirmation that Geraldine is Monica Rambeau. She is the little girl who is the daughter of Captain Marvel's best friend, Maria Rambeau Photon, in the Captain Marvel movie. And we find out that Monica was snapped, was one of the people who was killed, destroyed, sent to nether realms during the Thanos snap, the blip. It's officially the blip now. This isn't something, in Spider-Man Far From Home, Thanos' snap was called the blip. Now we know that it is officially known as the blip in all Marvel things. So we won't call it the snap, we call it the blip. So we found out that Monica was blipped by Thanos, and this kicks off with her being unblipped. And this is the first we've seen of people being unblipped. Spider-Man Far From Home, we have a little intro thing that kind of jokingly went through it. This time we see people just reappearing out of the blue. Monica was in the hospital where her mother was getting a cancer treatment where she had come out of the blue, but it turns out in that 5-year period where she was blipped, her mom died of cancer. It turns out that she was a founder of Sword, which does not stand for the same thing it does in Marvel. In Marvel, it's the Sentient World Observation and Response Division. Here it is the Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division. What Sword does is it tracks basically superpowered beings who have world-destroying power, like aliens, hypothetically like a Galactus or, an Ego, the Living Planet, if you will. And threats on Earth and in space. So they've kind of taken S.H.I.E.L.D.'s place, essentially. So we find out that, Monica goes to Sword and she wants to re-enlist after being unblipped. And Tyler Hayward, who now runs Sword, and as far as I can tell is not a Marvel Comics character, tells her, her mom wanted her grounded, but she knew she'd come back one day. And we see her picture as like a founder of Sword, just like we always see Peggy Carter's picture in S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters as a founder of S.H.I.E.L.D. And, but she gets sent out on the field to help Randall Wu, who was, Ant-Man's FBI kind of babysitter guy in the Ant-Man movies, who's there because one of the witness protection guys he'd been looking for disappeared in the town of Westview, which is the town that Wanda's taken over. And what we found out here is that basically it's kind of like the episode of Buffy where they can't leave, because of that wish, or like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Like, if you leave the town, you can't come back in, and not everyone can go back into the town. You know what I mean? So they send in a drone in, and basically we find out what's been going on during the first couple episodes of WandaVision on the outside. If you send something from the outside into the WandaVision world, it turns into something that fits the production design. So that's drone turned into a toy helicopter. We also find out they try to send in a guy underground, but it's a complete circle dome thing, and when he gets past a certain way, his hazmat suit turns into a beekeeper outfit, and the cord pulling him back turns into a jump rope. And we don't find out what happened to that guy, so it doesn't look good for him. So yeah, basically, this whole thing is a manifestation of Wanda's powers. She's aware that she's controlling it. And one of the most disturbing things we find out here is that the vision we see is Vision's husk, dead body, corpse being animated and given a consciousness through Wanda's magic. And if she uses her powers, if she uses to throw Geraldine or Monica out of the town, it saps her concentration, and we see Vision turn back into a dried out brown corpse with a huge chunk missing out of his head from where Thanos ripped out the mind gem. So that was pretty gross. Also this episode we get Darcy Lewis from Thor back, played by Kat Dennings, and she's the one she's a doctor now, so now her and Jane, Natalie Portman, are on the same level, and she's the one who cracks the whole thing about there's a TV signal going out from the world, which we don't really have a name for, that a vintage TV can pick up. But the most important thing is that whole world, is, as they called it, is emitting cosmic radiation, cosmic base radiation, which is the cosmic rays radiation. It's the radiation that turns the Fantastic Four into the Fantastic Four. So they're laying the groundwork for future stuff here. So now we know we got cosmic rays radiation, whatever it is, cosmic microwave radiation, left over from the Big Bang. It is here. Fantastic Four origin is going to play into that. So just so you know, Fantastic Four, boom. What else? Darcy cracks that. They send in drones. Monica gets thrown out, and we also find out everyone in the town is a real person, and they're all kind of being controlled, given a role, living in fear in Wanda's delusional world, because they're all real people, which also throws in Mephisto, Agnes's Agatha Harkness. All those theories are out the front door. This is all on Wanda, although we do get a lot with Wu and Darcy making fun of everyone who's been like digging into this whole thing about like, haha, what's really going on here, making fun of us, like, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, those are the big things in this episode. Fantastic Four radiation, Geraldine is Monica Rambeau. We got to hear Brie Larson's voice in this episode. So we got Monica's origin. And we got a path moving forward, because now we know that everything in the bubble is Wanda's doing. There was no weird commercial this week, because it was basically a recap of everything that's happened in the last 3 episodes, just from a different perspective. So I'm guessing next week is going to be an 80s episode, so that should be interesting, and we'll probably get another commercial, and who knows what's going on. I don't think I've missed anything, but yeah, a lot went on. If you were losing faith in the show, this is the episode for you. So tune in, watch WandaVision. Yeah, good episode. I feel bad for Vision being an animated corpse, essentially. The episode also ends with Voodoo Child, so now we know that Wanda's kids are also constructs made of magic. That was a good call there. It's not a cheap song to license either, some Marvel money. And I feel bad for Wanda. She's kind of like this victim of grief and loneliness, who's kind of like alone from everyone else. And what's she gonna do, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Same time, same channel next week. If you enjoy these videos, feel free to watch more in our playlist here. Click on another video here and subscribe right here. And just subscribe, because we have these cool reaction watches every week, and I answer questions, and it's a lot of fun. We talk about comics, we talk about pop culture, and yeah, tune in next time. Hopefully this gives you some stuff to think about. Like, oh my God, Fantastic Four origin is being laid out. Darcy's here. She's a doctor. Are we going to get, is Doctor Strange or Thor stuff going to start to pop up on the horizon? I don't know. We're going to see. But yeah, a big week in the world of WandaVision. Tune in next week for more on episode 5. So then, this is Victor. Subscribe to us. More reviews, more fun stuff on cultfollowing.co. See you then. All right. Bye, guys.